It's intermission time. It's great to get out to the movies.
Vanessa, I'm Megan Braun.
Hi, Megan.
And I'm glad to have you on the podcast. This is the Intermission podcast produced by The Synagogue. We'll be talking about the film you're in, The NAPA Boys. But for the listener who may not know who you are, can you introduce yourself?
Hi, listener who may not know who I am, or listeners. My name is Vanessa Chester. I'm an actress. The things that I think most people would know me from are A Little Princess, Harriet the Spy, and The Lost World Jurassic Park.
A Little Princess was like everything to me. I'm sure you hear that all the time.
Yeah, but it doesn't get old.
That
it's
movie
so
was
sweet.
everything to me.
How old were you when you first saw it?
That's a great question.
I'm like, it's my podcast now.
Yeah, no, I don't think I would be able to like say because I was so young.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's just one of those movies that I watched at like every sleepover. It was
That's
like
crazy. It's
yeah.
so sad.
Yeah.
I actually just watched it for the first time in like at least 10 years because Vidiots did a screening.
I love Vidiots.
Yeah, and I was like, it's crazy because so many people are like, I didn't even know about it. And I'm like, yeah, it was really cool. I just happened to open up Instagram and it was staring back at me and I was like, wait, I'm in this movie. And I hit him up and I was like, can I come?
Oh, yeah, I was going to ask, like, were you a part of the screening?
I didn't know. I wasn't a part of the planning, but I just follow the account and
Yeah.
I happened to open up Instagram and luckily it was the first post that popped
Yeah.
up. And I was like, wait. And think I commented like, can I come and like put an emoji with my
Yeah.
hand up? And then I DM'd them and I was like, hey, like I'd love to show up. And they were like, oh my God, duh. Like,
Yeah.
and so I just introed the movie and then I
Oh,
watched
yeah.
it in the audience and cried like everybody else.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, I
My
love
mom
that.
came. It was fun.
Did people talk to you after about it?
Of course. Yeah. I stood around. I was like, if anyone wants to talk to me, I was like, I don't know if they will. But yeah, some people came up. There was a good amount of people that were like, I watched it. Now I brought my kid to watch
Oh,
it. And then there was
cute.
like adults who were like, fully crying, like,
Yeah.
I can't even handle this right now, like, bye. And I'm like, one girl like ran away from me.
Aw.
It was sweet though.
Yeah, Vidiots is like the perfect spot to do that too because it just feels very like community oriented, not like a regular theater experience.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, like so many bangers and all like. Which one was the first film that you did?
A Little Princess.
A Little Princess
Yeah,
was the very, very
yeah,
first time.
Yeah.
What? Like you came out of the gate swinging.
I guess.
That's wild. And did you have like a period of time post those films where you like had a hiatus in acting, or was it always like, this is my plan?
I think it was an unintentional and also maybe unwitting hiatus, like
Yeah.
the transition after The Lost World. Like I think about it a lot and there's always this idea like it's really hard for child actors to
Yeah.
transition and like I do believe that used to be more prevalent back in the day. There are so many different avenues that you can now like brand yourself and
Because there's
speak
like a gap of like roles or something.
I think that it might be like there wasn't enough roles that were written that, like Disney was the thing, Nickelodeon
Yeah.
was the thing, and then kids were like an afterthought in like adult features.
Totally.
And that might be like a blanketed statement, but I feel pretty
No, that
confident
makes
like that a
sense.
lot
Yeah.
of kids were just like, it's like the Bechdel test, like the girl's just there for funsies, you know?
Yeah.
And so I think if you also add in the fact that like we've made a lot of strides in the way that we tell stories about women, POCs. Like there was very little for me back in the day.
Mhm.
And there's also other little Black actresses that were great. So like I could try out for something, didn't work out. But I think that, so like I was basically going from, I want to say like junior high to high school.
Yeah.
And that's like a crazy time
Yeah.
period, and it went
Especially for a girl.
I went through puberty on the Lost World
Yeah.
set, which is like cool. I mean, I've said this on like many interviews.
Yeah.
I'm like, I literally was
Yeah.
like, I got my period during a Raptors scene, but that's just the life of a child actor.
Yeah.
It's just like fun stories, But I think that like it's interesting because I think a lot of people meet me and they're like, oh my God, you're such an extrovert. And I definitely am, but I'm also like a very private person. And so The Lost World was the biggest thing that I've ever done. And there was a lot of press, like a 3-day junket, like people were recognizing me everywhere. And I was like, whoa, this is a lot. Like, and so I think that in a way, the external influences of maybe there wasn't enough roles, not booking so much, me also being a little overwhelmed, like it kind of worked out and I was able to concentrate on school.
Yeah.
And so I was very into school. And then I acted while I was in high school, went to USC and continued, and kind of gave me a chance to like reestablish the way that I want to approach this career as an adult.
Yeah. That makes
like,
complete sense.
you know, like the majority of it was just me being like, I'm cute and I'm fun and like what? I smile on cue and you guys like it. And yeah, I had some acting chops,
Yeah.
but you know, it does change. Like, and I think that might also be a variable for child actors is like some actors or people grow up and they're like, I don't want to do it. Or
yeah, that's what I was going to ask you.
they don't
like,
have the appeal anymore, or the love for it's gone. You know, there's so many. I've met child actors who, as they got older, I'm like, I don't know whether or not like the industry killed you, like your spirit, but like it's gone. And I don't know it's not even like a skill set. It's just like, it's gone. What happened? You know, I don't want that to leave for me.
Good. I mean, it's really cool that your like parents that like saw that instinct in you to want you to pursue this, because I do feel like if your kid were to be like, I want to be a professional, I don't know, like baseball player, it's like, it's one thing to say that as a child, and then another thing for it to like actually stick and be like their long life goal and trajectory.
Absolutely. And I mean, I think that it would be a full-on lie if any actor or creative says that at some point they don't reevaluate like why they're doing this, if they love doing it, do they want to continue going forward? And I don't remember how long ago it was now, but there was a moment where I just kind of had like a conversation with myself and I was like, I think I'm gonna do this forever. Like, I think this is like it. It might, you know, I might walk away for a little bit. I might do a lot, do a little, create, write, consult, but I'm like, I'm gonna always be in this industry because I love it in some regard, you know, like behind, adjacent, in front of the camera.
That's sweet.
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah. But like my brother, for example, he started acting and he was like, Mom, I hate this shit. And she was like, you're out.
Yeah.
And everyone continued on and it was great.
Wait, that's interesting. How far did he get into it?
I mean, I don't even, like, to be honest, my brother, his name is Kevin. I can't wait to show him this clip. I think that if he had continued, he probably would have done just as well or better than me. Like, he's super talented. I just don't think he cared.
Yeah, he didn't have the heart
I think,
for it.
like, he maybe did it for maybe a year or two. I have no reference for the time frame. I just remember, like, us leaving an audition one day, and we were in the back seat, and he was like, Mom, I don't want to be an actor anymore. And she was like, okay.
That's really cool of your mom.
Oh, my mom is so chill. I think she was like, less auditions to drive to,
Yeah.
you know, like, and I remember looking at him like, whoa, I can't believe you like said that, you know, like, because there were times where I was probably like, I don't want to go on this audition, but I'd never wanted to stop acting. And like my little brother being like, I'm over it. And my mom being like, cool, we're good. Well, what else do you want to do instead? I was like, okay, well, I know that if I ever get to this place, like I'll be supported regardless. So I'm pretty lucky.
Yeah. Getting into like the meat of this episode, with the Intermission podcast, like a big part of the show is getting to know the guests through the films that they love and the movies that they watch. And so it's like a time to be almost a bit introspective about like why you watch certain movies and gravitate towards them. So this is a question I ask everyone that comes on the show. If you were to pick a film that describes your life, where you're at in life right now, it could be literal or it could be metaphorically. What comes to mind?
So I actually checked out your episode with Charlie XCX today because
Cool.
I was like, I kind of want to get an idea of like the vibe.
Yeah.
I saw that question and I was like, oh my God, oh my God.
It's a hard one.
Well, no, but I think it's brilliant. I think it's brilliant. Not only is it brilliant because like it's just like asking like, what do you feel is the embodiment of you in a film? But I think at the moment makes it even sweeter because that's going to change. Like,
Exactly.
I feel like right now, because I was like, oh, okay, I don't know if this is exactly the movie, but Soul. Do you know that movie
Yeah.
Soul? Like, I feel right now I'm really like having a moment where I'm falling back in love with like art and creativity and humanity and like compassion and like purpose and why we do what we do and like just finding a deeper meaning for why I do this. Like, yeah, I have personality and like I could be fun and like I'm you know, hoping to hone my skill set even more. But like, I truly, genuinely love the act of like telling people stories, which is what I think is what we actors, film directors, I'm not a director, like writers do, but like we're
Artists.
telling human stories and journeys, and like I'm a pretty big fan of people, even the ones that I don't like that much. They're interesting.
Yeah.
So
I feel that way too,
yeah,
actually.
yeah. Yeah. I had an acting coach tell me that essentially we're all mirrors to, like, we all reflect things that we like about, like, you reflect something that I love about myself, which is a love for features and film and creativity and creation and like people living in purpose and sharing their stories with the world. And that makes me want to be like, oh, I want to get to know Megan more. Megan's cool. And then people who you like, wait, I don't love you so much. Like, they're reflecting things back in you that you can embody, but you choose not to.
Yeah.
Like, we all embody the same stuff. It's like, I can't, when I approach a role and it's someone that in real life I'd be like, I would absolutely judge, like, we don't generally judge ourselves when we do things. We just do it. Like, serial killers justify why they're killing. They don't judge it, you know, like.
That is an interesting perspective flip, because I have thought about that. Like, as an actor, it's like you often are being someone who's making completely different life choices than you would have. And you have to like put yourself in that mindset, because there is a person who did make those choices and didn't have that perspective. And I'm also someone who's like, I could be such a big hater about people. Like, I know exactly the type of people that I vibe with, and I'm very clear about the people I don't.
Yeah, and I'm pretty, like, same thing, but I think it's a little bit wider. Like, I generally get along with like everyone.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
if I don't, I'm like, no big deal. Like, 2%, not a big deal.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's crazy. But yeah, it's one of those things where like there are sometimes I see, but I also think that's kind of the fun part of it. Like, I 100% do not expect to ever commit a homicide in my life. Like, that's not what I have set on my life journey. But the ability to like put yourself in the shoes of someone else and just like, what is that mindset? What is that thought process? How do they come to this? This person, they make these choices because they don't really think about consequences.
Yeah.
Like, I'm someone who's always like, well, what if I get in trouble? Like, what's the consequence? And other people are like, oh, that didn't even cross my mind. So it's like, I have to think of, like, there's been a lot of shedding. Like, I mean, when approaching a role, it's like kind of like, okay, you have to be a blank slate.
That makes good. Yeah, that makes sense.
But it's also kind of fun to like bring a little bit of your personality into it.
Yeah, because then that is what, like, landing a role. It's like a blend of the two. It's you. Well, I don't know, but like, my assumption would
I think it's like a percentage. Like, it's a little bit. The roles that are really different from me, like, something as simple as like, I haven't experienced motherhood. I'm not a mother. And I'm at the age where I'm going out for more, maternal roles. And it's just like me thinking or imagining like, what kind of mother would I be? Like, when I think about like things that I care about deeply, like, I have a cat that's 2.5 years old, and every day I'm like, live forever, live forever, live forever. And I'm like, what do people do with who've made humans? Like, and so it's kind of fun to explore and wonder and like ask questions of what that life could be like.
Yeah. This is also just making me think too that like the great thing about being in the arts and with any capacity, like acting, like we said, writing, whatever, is that it just allows for more empathy. And like, that's what we need in the world right now.
I literally, did you see the way that I was like, because, sorry, yes, go.
No, that was really my thought. It's just like, that is so important. And it's such a cool thing that like art brings out empathy, because you're having to put yourself in different points of views.
I'm so glad that you said that. And it makes me so happy that there are other people in the world that realize that, because I think that that's one of the largest gifts that I've gotten out of acting. And I talk to my reps about this all the time. Like, you get some sides and it's like, oh, Vanessa, she's a 35-year-old Black woman who, is dealing with this, that, the other, and the third. And some of the things I'm like, okay, I've never heard of this. And so you start researching. And sometimes I feel like I have a mystery when I have a script. And I'm like, why did they do this? And every time I reread it, I unlock something more. It's like watching your favorite film 30 times and you notice something different every time. Like, and then you start, what seems to be just like a stick figure starts to flesh out. And you're like, oh, I see this person. Like, I know how I would react if I was them in this situation, not me in this situation. Like, yeah. Some of the shyer roles are harder too, because I'm pretty outspoken. So I'm like, oh, okay. But that's also fun. I'm like, the chill girl.
You've been acting since childhood. So how has your relationship, I mean, obviously your relationship to film has changed.
I'm like, actually, like, I've been thinking, I'm like, I don't know if it has, but go.
Oh, well, yeah. So I guess, like, well, there's the one side of the coin is like being an actor typically, or a director, whatever. It's like you're on one side of the industry, so you watch films differently. But since you've been doing it for your whole life, I guess there's not really like a before and after.
I've never thought of it like that. But yeah, you're probably right. Because to me, I'm always like I have some friends who are performers who are very like stingy with their compliments. And I'm like, being a fan and an audience member is like the most fun thing ever. Like I fully enjoy when I'm having periods where like maybe I'm not working as much or things are slow. Like to me, I'm like, oh, that's an opportunity for me to like put on my audience member hat and start like watching and appreciating art. Like I love watching people do what they do. Even just like watching the Olympics like a week or two ago had me like, I want to act again. Like people are being focused and disciplined and doing what they love, you know? But as for movies, I was thinking about this, and it's something that actually started, like, I was thinking about before I knew I was going to do this podcast. Like, why do I watch what I watch, you know? And I realized the first two movies that I saw on the big screen were A Little Mermaid and Terminator 2 Judgment Day.
Cool.
And to this day, I absolutely love animated films and disaster films. And like my mom didn't take me to the movies a lot, but the movies that I remember seeing that had such a huge like impact on me were Office Space. Like I love that movie to this day. Like and I remember that was the first time that I realized you could be funny without being like obviously funny. Like I was like, wait, what is this? And my mom's like, it's dry humor, it's sarcasm, it's people being facetious. Like, and I was like, oh, this is brilliant. Like, so I remember like Dumb and Dumber, Ace Ventura. I was just like, this is silly, this is great. But then like, love a disaster film. Like Outbreak. I love Outbreak to this day. Like when COVID hit, I was like, I'm prepared.
I was about to say, I
was
feel
like, I'm prepared.
I
I
saw
saw Outbreak.
resurgence with COVID. Like I feel like everyone watched it
Oh
again.
yeah, and I was like, guys, I learned from Dustin Hoffman not to play. I was like, and then I think Contagion came out, and I was like, okay, I've got to watch this because this is basically Outbreak too. But like, let's see, that like Dante's Peak.
Yeah, Contagion's a fun watch too. I watched it for the first time when the pandemic happened because everyone was talking about it.
Yeah,
so I was like,
and everyone's like, no, I don't want to watch it. It's too soon. This is going to be scary. And I was like, no, I really, literally cannot wait to sit down and watch this.
I get like kind of nihilistic. I was like, I'm watching everything that has to do with this topic.
Yeah, that's another thing is I would say like one of the categories that I don't really watch at all are rom-coms. And I don't know what that's about.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean, I don't really watch many either, but that's interesting to hear you say that. Would you want to be in rom-coms?
Yeah, I think it would be fun to do that. Yeah, like I would totally be into it.
It's just not what you're gravitating
Yeah,
towards.
like my friend the other day sent me a link and she was like, oh, this is totally like your type of movie. It's sci-fi. I love sci-fi too. And I'm like, dude, what? And no shade to this project, but it was Elizabeth Olsen's new movie where she like dies and meets like
oh yeah,
I don't know,
Heaven Eternal.
Yes, okay, so yeah, and so she was like, this is like your thing, it's sci-fi, and I was like, where? And I was like, no, this is a rom-com in the afterlife.
Yeah.
This is not.
Apparently it did well. I still haven't seen it.
I could see it looked cute from the previews, but I was like, I'm probably not going to watch that.
It was like, this isn't for me, I was like, that's not really like what I would be gravitating towards.
I actually watched Jurassic Park Rebirth last night.
No way.
Yeah.
How was it?
It's, because I was talking about it on another podcast and I was like, yeah, didn't another one just come out, And,
is that a strange feeling? Like you're like this world that feels familiar to me to then tap back into?
No, like I said, I'm just like, I'm an audience member. I'm like, okay, this is great. And like, I actually did my first fan convention last November and I decided to watch Jurassic Park on the plane. And I was like, this shit still holds up.
Yeah.
It's still so dope. Like,
Yeah.
it's so good. So, like, I remember the first time I watched Jurassic Park, not even knowing that there would be a chance for me to be in it 2, 3, how many ever years later. And I was like, I have never been so scared in my life. Like, that scene where the water ripples, I was like, Mom, are we okay? Like, and okay, this is how I would basically sum up the way that I felt about Rebirth. Cute, fun, familiar. It almost feels like someone you were really, really close with in high school and you like reconnect with them like 15 years later and you're like, oh, okay, like things are different, but like I still feel that reverie for like all our good times. Like there's that familiarity, but you're like, but things, it's not the same, but like I still love you. You know what I mean? And I don't know if that makes sense.
No, that makes complete. That's a great analogy.
Yeah, it's just like I'm like, oh, okay, our history has changed, but I remember what it used to be. You know, like I'll probably watch every Jurassic Park movie till I die, just out of curiosity. But yeah, I would love to see them maybe like take a break, like 27 days later, like just take like a good
make everyone miss it more.
Just take like a good 5-year break and just like, a little anticipation, maybe like think about the plot. I don't know.
And like what maybe the viewers like wanting, you know, because I feel like a lot of movies get made and the people behind the scenes like think they know what the viewers like itching for and they don't.
Yeah.
You know?
Like I would love, and maybe, I can't even remember all of them in order, but like I would really love like a Jurassic Park where it originated in like a third world country. Like where like what we've seen is it's primarily like first world people dealing with this.
Yeah.
And it would be really cool to see, like, because in the Jurassic World universe, I think, and I'm going to get so many DMs like, you're wrong. In the Jurassic World universe, I believe we're at the point where, like, dinosaurs are just, like, living among humans. And then I think that if that's been established, like, it would be great to do a Jurassic Park where, like, the main characters are just, like, not from America.
Yeah.
They just don't look like what we've seen the main characters look like.
I like that.
Yeah. Yeah. I really enjoyed the family. There was a family in this film that I don't know if they were supposed to be South American or not. The little girl was amazing in it.
Really?
I was like, this little queen. She was so cute, so good. Yeah. This is great. Like,
oh, that's another interesting question is like your perspective on child actors. Like, I'm thinking, did you watch Hamnet?
No, I have not.
Okay. There's like the children in it are like pretty prominent roles in the movie. And it's like, I think sometimes I'm like not judging a child actor more, but I'm just like hyper aware that they're a kid who's working versus when I see an adult acting, I'm like, I don't really think that they're working. I don't know. Maybe it's just because I've watched all these like kid acting documentaries.
Yeah. I mean, it's really, I think that's a valid concern. I think, but it's also like case by case.
Totally.
You know, like.
But the kids in Hamnet are really good.
Is there a little blonde kid in it that was like on the carpet? And, like,
yes, he was so cute.
I was like, and he really was like doing the thing. I was like, that's the most that I know about Hamnet is the little cool kid.
Yeah. And I believe there's 2 brothers in that movie too, but they don't play brothers, but like real life brothers.
Oh, fun. That's cool.
Are you someone who likes to watch movies alone or with people?
Like if I'm at my house?
Yeah, I'm someone who like I actually like prefer to go to a theater, but I want to be at the theater alone. You know what I mean? Like, do you have like a movie watching ritual at all?
I really like going to the theater by myself. Like, I was staying with my mom like a year or 2 ago, and her theater had no one there, and I would just go like every other day and have the whole entire theater to myself.
So
and I was like, this is the best. Like, so much fun. I kind of enjoy watching movies by myself at home.
I'm actually now realizing I like movies at a theater alone, but I like it at home if I'm with like a group. Like I like the like movie night at mine type of vibe.
I'm trying to think. I'm like, maybe I just don't have enough movie night stories. Like for some reason right now, I'm like, wait, do my friends and I ever do movie nights?
I think that's something I do. I just do a lot.
I need to. They're fun.
Yeah.
They are fun. I think I just have like, I think in reality, I would prefer the social aspect, but I think because I live alone, that's basically what I do. Is like I just like pick a movie and like
that's just life.
watch it. You know? I'm like, oh no, it's just like me and Pepe on the couch. Like,
oh, Pepe's the cat?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's quite the guy.
Aww.
He's probably like waking up right now like, where is she?
Aww.
But I left him some treats. He's good.
What's a film that completely changed the way you think either about a place, a culture, a time period? Like you left the movie and you're like, wow, I have such like a new perspective on this.
Oh my God. Okay, this is not what I thought would pop in my head, but
well,
I
that's
guess
what's kind of fun.
But I guess this goes to show how much I love animated films, like Coco. Like I remember watching Coco and being like, I'm familiar with like Dia de los Muertos, and I knew about it, but like I did not know, and obviously like Coco didn't teach me about it, but I was like, whoa, like I didn't understand. Like it was almost like a gateway for me as an adult to learn more about this culture and this day that I know is held at such high regard for so many of my friends and like so many people in that culture. And I was like, whoa, I remember being on my bed crying watching Coco, like obsessed with it. And as someone who's had like a great time and loves Mexico, has been quite a few times and has lovely, incredible Mexican friends, I was like, wait, why have I never delved into this before?
That's like the beauty of animation, honestly.
Yeah, like, and I think that kind of speaks to like how much I am a kid at heart. Like, I think there's some part of me where like I watched Elio by myself in a theater and I've never been happier. I was like, it's an animated film about a kid that goes to space. This is my dream.
Aw.
I literally have the solar system tattooed on my finger right there.
That's so sick.
Yeah, thank you.
I love that.
Thanks.
Yeah, that's really cool. Like, I'm actually someone who, I wouldn't say I watch a ton of animated movies, but they come up a ton on the podcast. And I'm like, I think I'm really like missing something here. I mean, obviously the ones you mentioned, like I've seen, like the big ones, but I should be watching more.
I don't know what it is. I actually saw a preview for the new Toy Story and I was like, oh shit, I think I want to see that. Like,
you're just reminding me, on New Year's Eve, I met this guy, you know, the bar tax tape.
Yes.
Closing.
I know. I'm literally texting all my friends. I'm like, can we please go? Because I want the risotto.
When I was there like recently and there was a ton of people buying merch and I was like, that's smart. I want to get merch before it's gone. Oh my gosh. But anyways, I was there on New Year's Eve and I showed up and my boyfriend was already seated at the bar and he was talking to this guy and my boyfriend was like, this guy does animation for Toy Story. And I was like, whoa, that's so sick. Like, what a cool job. And that's so LA.
Yeah, that's such a cool job. But yeah, like I saw the little preview and I was like, oh, wait. Like, and I think it's that like, that familiarity. I grew up with them. Like I remember playing the Toy Story game, like the video game.
Yeah.
But I like the angle that they're going with, like tangible toys versus like tech. I'm like, oh, they've got a new villain.
Yeah.
The iPad.
That's so funny.
Yeah.
To get into the film that you're here to chat about, the NAPA Boys, can you give the listeners a brief description of like the plot and premise of the movie?
I could never. I couldn't even if I tried. I think the best way to
That's funny.
Like I just like my brother went with me to the premiere and the next day he was like, this is one of the funniest films I've ever seen. And he was like, I would just suggest that when people ask you about it, the less you tell them, the better. And I'm like, it's true, but
that's good for comedy, I feel.
But I feel like without giving away a plot, just to kind of give like an idea of the energy, it's essentially a commentary on franchises and straight to DVD, like that whole pipeline. And so the whole premise is, what if, you know, the movie Sideways had a spinoff and became like this huge franchise where they had like a sequel, a third, a fourth, but all of them went straight to DVD, like all of the American Pie films. So that's where they started.
American Pie was such the movie I was or the franchise I was thinking
exactly.
of. Yeah.
So this is kind of like a blend of like, what if Sideways became a franchise that turned into the American Pie films, which are like, the more that I talk to like the director.
That's a good way to describe it.
Yeah, and the writers about it, I'm like, this is kind of brilliant.
Yeah.
Like, this is a commentary on a very deep level. So essentially, the NAPA Boys is the fourth movie installment in a fake franchise.
Such a funny concept.
It's so funny. Like, I posted about it a couple of weeks ago, and I had a friend DM me, and he was like, dude, I just spent 30 minutes on Google like, why have I never heard of this franchise? When did the first movie come out? And he was like, and I couldn't find anything. And then I realized that was the thing.
joke?
And he was like, it's brilliant. I'm obsessed. Like, and yeah, it's a lot
I'm
of,
pretty sure I Googled that too.
yeah.
That
And you know what? And the thing that it's funny is that I was like listening to the writers and the directors speak the other day, and I was like, oh man, they're like geniuses. And then I come home and I see a preview for like Ted 2, and I was like, wait, what? First of all, I didn't even know there was a Ted series. Not that I should know.
Oh, the TV series?
I guess so.
Yeah.
And then now there's like a second season. And I was like, this is exactly what they're talking about. It's like, it's a franchise where, and I'm looking at the preview, and it's all this like stuff where you feel like you should know the joke, and they act like you are on the joke with you, but you're like, I have no frame of reference for this.
Yeah.
Like, that's essentially NAPA Boys.
That's so funny that you're saying this, because I probably saw the same trailer or ad that you saw, and I had the same feeling where I was like, wait, I feel like I was supposed to know that this show was happening, but like I didn't, and like where'd it come from?
I was like, what is this like? Like, I was like, I can't believe that like a commercial just like disrespected me with familiarity. Like,
yeah,
they were like, you should know this joke. You should understand this. It's coming back. It's super exciting. And and I was like, I feel left out.
I had the same feeling. How funny.
We're about to be like the next conversation in their like marketing meeting. They're gonna be like, why do people feel left out from our ad? Because we've never seen the show.
They're gonna have a meeting about us.
Like, because I've never seen the show. That's why.
If you were to describe the NAPA Boys in terms of existing films, you kind of did by saying Sideways and American Pie. Any other films come to mind that like the listeners could be like, oh, that's a movie I like?
So I don't think that it's the same in terms of like plot, but I would say like energy, maybe like Wet Hot American Summer.
Yeah.
It's getting like compared to those type of movies.
Yeah,
It's like, I think it's for like the cinema snob. It's going to be like, ugh, what a waste of my time and energy.
But also like we have so many like cinema snobs that come on the podcast, and everyone's itching to laugh, you know?
Yeah, I'm like, what? I'm like, what? Don't. I mean, but there are some people that you're like, you see them smile and you're like, that feels unnatural for you.
Yeah.
It feels like your face feels betrayed.
That's
Like,
funny.
I don't know about that. But I think like there's something to be said about like sometimes you just kind of like have to enjoy the story. Like nothing, like, and this has nothing to do with NAPA Boys, but like not every film has to be life-changing and like make you think about the world differently. Sometimes you just leave feeling good.
Yeah.
Literally just laughing. And I think that's what this is. It's like, it's kind of like a nice little like hour and a half vacation from like a lot that's going on. Like it's levity in 90 minutes. And I think it's very much welcome right now.
What stood out to you when you first read it? Like, did you get the bit and get the joke?
I'm still not sure if I understand it. Like, I'm like, Sarah Ramos, who's one of my co-stars, actually the lead in the film, like she explained something to me that was my part in the film. And I was like, huh, well, I'm glad that my read was right because that did not even
like went over your head.
Absolutely. Like these guys are so intelligent. So their humor is very elevated. They're also very into film. So there's a lot of film references. Like I started making I want to create a bingo card of like every film reference that's also kind of in the NAPA Boys.
Yeah.
And that goes to show how much they love the cinema and all the stuff. You know?
Fun.
Yeah. But
I also forgot to go over like the kind of leads of the film.
So there's Armin Weitzman and Nick Corey Rossi. I'm sorry if I said your last name wrong. They are the leads. They are not even taking credit for it, but they're amazing. Co-writers and director. Then there's Sarah Ramos from The Bear and Chicago Med, Jamar Neighbors, Ricky Lindholm, Beth Dover, David Wayne, Jay and Silent Bob make a cameo. It's a really, really amazing ensemble cast. There's Ivy Woke. She's amazing. Chloe Cherry, just Mike Mitchell, Paul Rust. I'm like, oh my God, there's just so many.
Had you worked with any of them before?
I've met Armin before, and Sarah I've known because her husband and I actually went to college together.
Cute.
Yeah, it's fun. Yeah, I've known Sarah for a very long time. She's a great person.
At its core, what do you think this movie is about? Or like, is there a takeaway?
Yeah, I think it's just like kind of like a commentary on like the pipeline of making movies and like how are we doing it. It also speaks to kind of what I think we thought was acceptable in the 2000s. Like,
Yeah.
what were the kind of movies that we were watching? Like, Sideways was like this huge cinema. I remember it was just all sideways, Oscar buzz. And I remember watching it and being like, do I not understand what good films are about? Like, not to say that it was a bad film, but I was just like, I don't get it, you know? And I think it's kind of cool that they're talking about like what we were really into in the past. And like American Pie was huge, you know? And it's like, it's crazy when you think about what was funny.
And they're not making movies like that anymore at all.
Yeah. I think that this is a little smarter than American Pie, but I think that some people would also be like, are you crazy? It's the dumbest thing I've ever seen in my life.
That's fine. We need that. I think we need that
After
right now.
I saw it for the first time at TIFF in November, I was flying.
That's where it premiered, right?
Yeah. I was flying back and the producer was on my flight and I was like, this is going to be a very polarizing movie. And he was like, ooh. And I was like, but that's good. Because like when like a movie comes out and I like one person's like, I would watch it every day of my life. And another person's like, I want to sue the people who made it. I'm like, oh God, where will I fall in the spectrum? Like I have to see it right now. Someone just told me about a movie that I was like, oh shoot, now I got to go watch that.
I don't know. Maybe it'll pop in your head.
I did just watch Frankenstein and I loved it.
Oh yeah.
But Guillermo del Toro can do no wrong. Like he's just incredible.
Yeah, I mean that is a movie that like people were so critical of because like people hold so much
reverie for it.
Yeah, for like anything that's like not historical, but just like there's so much, you know, like the books and all the old movies.
They're like, I wasn't around when this myth was made up, but I know it's supposed to be like this.
And it's so funny to me, like to feel that like attached. I had a really great time watching it.
Yeah, I loved it. I loved the retelling. I love the humanizing of the monster.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think that that's interesting. Like to the point of like it's, you know. Lupita Nyong'o was just announced to play Helen of Troy, and people are losing it. They're like, she's supposed to be fair, and how dare? And people are like, dude, she's a demigod that was born from an egg.
Yeah, it's all...
What race is that? We can't actually do that, so we're just gonna take some like liberties.
Yeah,
I don't know how many people remember this, but like it reminds me of when the Hunger Games came out, and I read the book, and when people found out that Amandla Steinberg was playing Rue, the vitriol that she received online from people who didn't realize that it clearly stated in the book that the people from that specific district were a darker skin, and they just lost it. Like, I think about her so many times, like whenever something, because it seems to happen like once a year where there's an announcement of and I don't even want to say non-conventional, but to mainstream, a non-conventional actor in a role that they don't think should be played. And it's like, you know, with Wicked, with A Little Mermaid, with, Amandla in Hunger Games, with Lupita Nyong'o. And it's like, dude, it's fictional. It also, like you said, having different people in roles that you love might actually help foster compassion in you, not even just the actor. Like, it's kind of good to see yourself in people who don't look like you.
1,000%.
Yeah. Because I was thinking about the movies, and like one of the movies that my mom showed me when I was younger is this movie called Imitation of Life. And it's a very old movie. And essentially the movie is about a young woman who... her mother is Black and her mother's a maid. And this woman happens to be born and she's extremely fair to the point where she's passing. And so she becomes extremely ashamed of her life, of knowing that like she comes from a Black family. And she decides to continue her life as a white woman, living as a white woman forever. And then I'll let you watch the rest of it. But that movie had a major, major impact on me as a child in terms of like, community, where you come from, like appreciating what you're about. And so, you know, just the visibility of not even just like Black people, just like women, AAPI, queer, everyone, like people from the ADA community. I think it's like, it's really necessary, like beyond important for them to be there, be in those spaces, to tell those stories, for newer generations to see it in different ways. Like the original Becky is white. If Alfonso Cuarón hadn't been like, hey, Warner Brothers, you gotta like update the times, like we would have had a remake that was not much different.
Yeah. I love this. I'm glad you talked about this topic because I feel like we haven't talked about it, honestly, a ton on the podcast. So that was sweet.
I'm like, I will always get into like race relations. People
Yeah.
are like, can you not? I'm like, no, I
No, I mean
actually
that's
can't
life.
not.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm like, no, I literally my job is portraying life, and it's like, it's not political. That's what we do. It's like my life is,
and it's your identity. It's also like that is a huge conversation in film and in cinema, especially as an actor.
yeah,
Like, yeah,
and it goes back to what I think you said earlier, like that there are a lot of people who are in the position to make decisions about what we see as audiences who don't get what we want to actually see. And so there's a lot of regurgitation of, well, this worked. And it's like, did it? Did it? Or was that the only option at the time? And it's been proven that like diversity, every dollar that is invested in diversity actually produces like 200 to 300% more in terms of revenue. Like the ROI is incredible.
This isn't. I would say this is like a pivot, but I was thinking. I was just watching a clip about. Did you ever watch Heated Rivalry?
No, I haven't watched it yet.
You should watch. But like it was. I think it was a casting director saying how like everyone was so shocked that this show took off about like two gay guys, and it's like, oh, and also because her main point was like because they weren't like big names, and it's like, well, it's because like the higher ups in this industry aren't like listening to what the people want, and we don't necessarily want to keep seeing the same faces.
They're thinking about what they want to see, and it's very limited. But I feel like this happens like every other year. They're like, oh my God, wait, a bunch of black people and other people went and saw Black Panther. Oh my gosh, Crazy Rich Asians did well. Oh my gosh. And it's like, yeah, we like seeing people go through things on a screen. We don't care if they're orange. We just want to see people deal with a situation. And so it's like the fact that every year or year and a half, they're like, oh, what? Like an under prioritized, because I'm like, they're not under like, you know, like they're not minorities. Like we're a lot round. We're just under prioritized. I'm like, oh no, every year we rediscover that an under prioritized demographic is successful and people want to see them. And it's like, no shit, Sherlock.
Yeah.
Let's just keep on doing that then, you know?
Literally.
Yeah. But I've heard that they're like, you know, like I love reading all the stories about heated rivalry, and like there was like a hockey player who watched the show and then felt like inspired to come out. Like I was just like, yes,
like that's what art is for.
That's the shit. That's what we need. Like there's a kid that's watching that's like, oh, okay, cool. Like it's cool that I'm like doing hat tricks on the Saturday and have a crush on the cute boy in the class, and that's exactly how he should feel, you know?
We're gonna now play our final little game.
I'm scared.
No, it's so chill. It's like a rendition of Fuck, Marry, Kill, but it's cast, steal, cut. So
that's so fun.
Cast is if you want to be a co-star with them.
Okay.
So cast. Steal is you want to take like an acting trait from them, like something that you want to
like admire, like
And then cut is just the third person just has to be cut from the hypothetical project.
Okay, like I'm not working with them.
Yeah, not necessarily a bad thing, but like, you know, fuck, marry, kill, someone has to die.
Yeah.
So. Okay, round one we have Viola Davis, Cate Blanchett, and Olivia Colman.
I'm gonna cut her just because I just don't have as much familiarity with her. I think that I'm gonna have to cast Viola. I think that that's just like would be just good for my DNA. Like I just think that would be the right thing to do. Cate, so I guess that I'm stealing like
something you like a trait that you admire of her work type of thing.
What's ridiculous is like what I want to steal is her skin, but I can't because her skin quality, like the lady has never had a pore. She's incredible, but I can't steal that. I would steal her presence. I feel like regardless of the role that she embodies, like it's hard to not look at her while she's on a screen. She's just got this like quiet strength that is just like so loud to me. Like, you know the saying that still waters run deep? Like I feel like she's the deepest. Like,
I've actually never heard that phrase.
Oh yeah. So it's like it's still waters run deep, and I can't remember the other one about the puddle. Like
I love when people teach me phrases. Sometimes I'm like, where did I come from?
My mom is an immigrant, and all she does is talk to me in like analogies and in like sayings, and I'm like,
well, it's funny that you say that because my mom is an immigrant from Chile, and I feel like the reason I don't know things is because she is like foreign.
Oh no, but all of the sayings are Guyanese ones. I'm like, my mom's South American.
Wait, really?
Yeah, she's Guyanese.
Whoa. Yeah,
Yeah.
my mom's Chilean.
Yeah, that's why I was like, oh, wait, what up?
How funny.
Yeah, I was just in South America in August. My grandma turned 100. I know.
That's sick.
Yeah, she's officially 100.5 now. I was like, Mom, it's grandma's 100.
Wait, my grandma, my Nona, is like 95. Like
They don't die down there.
Yeah.
They don't. You will be going for her 100th birthday in 2031.
That's so
like that
funny.
will be happening. Like they're like, we don't go to the doctor, we don't have running water, there's
Yeah.
blackouts every day, and we literally live to like 155.
That's so funny.
Yeah, she's not the first person to live to 100 in my family.
Wow. That's your future.
Not in America. Like, I'll be lucky if I make it out the door.
Denzel Washington, Daniel Day-Lewis, Joaquin Phoenix.
Okay, I'm gonna out myself right now.
It's okay.
I've never seen My Left Foot.
I haven't.
I've heard that that's like the movie. Like,
Oh, yeah, no, I've never seen this.
I've heard, yeah. Do you want to have a movie night?
Yeah, I've never seen this.
I think I'm gonna have to cut Joaquin. I'm like, I love this game because I should feel this much angst.
The stakes are high.
Yeah, it's like I love not being sure. I think I've heard that Daniel Day-Lewis is like scary to work with on set, like not mean. It's just like he's
Intense.
in character. Like he was the butcher for 3 months on Gangs in New York. So I think I would steal his commitment and focus. Yeah, because that would just, I think that if I had that, like I know people who put hours and hours into work and I'm like, my ADD will not let me do that. So I'm like, this discipline and focus, I think that would be something that would be lovely for me to get a chance to be around. And then like Denzel, I would cast, like I think like he is a legend. He's also like been in this industry for so many years and like hasn't lost his mind, still working, still doing incredible stuff. So I feel like being able to be on set with him, not only would that, even if he never spoke to me, like that would be such an incredible like lesson in observation. You know, like I would just love to be around him and see how a pro who has been successful for so long maintains.
That's such a good point. Like he is like maintain. Well, like obviously I don't know the guy, but like from his outward like public perception, he seems just very like normal.
I actually, his son JD and we like kind of rolled in the same like crew when we were in high school. Like we went to like friendly high schools and we had a lot of like child actor friends and we would hang out with him and we actually we would hang out at his house, which is Denzel Washington's house. And like his dad would come down like here and there, like, and like there was one time where like I remember he came down and like JD had done something he wasn't. He was like, JD. And we were like, oh my God, it's the guy from Training Day. Like we were like, oh shit, oh shit, oh shit. But he was like super cool. Like and that's the thing is like that. I think that's why part of my answer is what it is because the 4.5 seconds that I was around him and interacted with him, I was like, oh, he's a salt of the earth kind of dude who just is also acting, which is, I think, a lovely place to be as an actor is still be yourself that has a job that's so in the limelight and visible if you get to that point.
Very cool. I'm going to do Jacob Elordi, Kristen Dunst, and Florence Pugh.
Oh, this is so great. Jacob's getting cut, no question. Like, no question. Like, there are reasons. I think he's fantastic. I told you I saw Fragments. I'm also like, he's for the younger gals. Kirsten and I actually used to be friends. We grew up together and we had the same manager and she was the first person to explain to me what a French kiss is. And she's the best and she's so unbelievably talented. It's like insane. And also really cool. Like I haven't seen her in years, but like there's no doubt in my mind that she's exactly the same.
Yeah.
Have you seen Civil War?
Yes.
I think about that movie like every day.
I did like a whole episode actually just on that movie.
Of course.
Yeah.
That seems like the right thing to do.
Yeah.
Like I think about it all the time. I think I would work with Kirsten just because I would just be something that I've never gotten to do when I actually did know her, and I respect her tremendously, and it would just be like fun to like catch up.
Yeah.
I also would love to work with Florence because she's just cool.
Yeah.
Like she's another person that seems to have a really good balance on herself, her life, and then navigating this industry that she's been so fortunate in. But I guess I would be stealing like the word that I'm thinking of is like she's nonchalant,
Mhm.
but I don't think that she doesn't care. You know,
Mhm.
like there's something about her that just seems like at peace.
Mhm.
And she's just like, no, like I'm doing what I'm doing and I show up as me and I do my work and like I have some fun and like I'm like, okay, cool. I want that like ability to like let it go and just like do what I have to do on set, because
Yeah.
sometimes you can get in your head, and maybe she does because you know we're
Yeah.
all people, but there seems to be something about her that allows herself to play and that like comes through on the screen.
Yeah.
She's dope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Very cool.
I like her.
Yeah, I agree. She's a very talented actress.
She's so dope. Well, I'm trying to think of what I think the last thing I saw her in was it a Marvel thing?
The last thing I saw her in on a big screen would be Dune.
Oh, I haven't seen Dune. I
Um,
couldn't get through Dune.
what?
I couldn't get through Dune.
I like Dune.
I need to try it
Actually,
again.
I love Dune. She's not really in it a ton in the
Right.
second one, but in the third one she'll be.
Maybe I'll watch it tonight.
It's long.
I know. I'm
yeah.
like, I have an audition to do, but like, maybe I should. I'm like, what did I talk about? The focus? I'm like, that's why I need Daniel Day. I'm like, I know I have an audition, but what if I just watched a 3-hour movie tonight and then texted you about it?
For the listeners, can you tell them when and how they can watch the Napa Boys and how listeners can follow you or your work?
So the NAPA Boys is actually out right now in LA. It is going to be coming out this Friday. I believe that's the 6th in New York. And then it will be opening up everywhere on the 13th. So you can check your local theaters, see if they have it. I definitely recommend getting like a group together. It's one of those movies where it's like, the more the better.
Yeah.
Like it's, you know, like those movies, like if you feed off the energy,
Yeah.
great. And then my Instagram is Vanessa L. Chester, keeping it real chill. That's all I got.
Oh, yeah.
And I guess threads, but whatever.
Okay, well, thank you for coming on.
Thank you for
I had a
having me.
great
This
time
is
talking to you.
awesome.
And now it's time to get lost.
Good evening.
If you enjoyed this episode, be sure to leave us 5 stars on Spotify, Apple, or wherever you get your podcasts. To stay in touch, follow our Instagram page at It's Intermission Time and share with your friends. As always, Intermission is produced by Jazeel Chu and Olivia Dean, and of course, hosted by yours truly, Megan Braun. This episode is brought to you by The Synagogue.